you, my name is Ron Gillet. I am the chairman and the president of the Idaho Anti-Wolf Coalition. I guess I've been in the paper a little bit here in the last week. I can't go into all those details because we're going to have a court case coming up. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know what you know about the Ketchum Sun Valley bunch that live over in the communist county of Blaine. A guy by the name of John Marvel, who heads up a group called Western Watersheds. These people are eco-wolf thug terrorists. They will do anything to achieve their goal on feeding wolves here. They'll do anything. They have elevated these wolves to a godlike status. I think some of them want to be wolves in their next lifetime. I think the lady that I had the confrontation with probably would like an alpha male wolf as a wolf. And that may sound absurd to you, but it is that close to it. He said once those Canadian wolves are dumped into the Idaho ecosystem, here is what they do. You read consistently in the papers they eat so many pounds of meat and all this. This is a simple way to say it. He said, once they're dumped into that Idaho ecosystem, each Canadian wolf is going to kill from 16 to 24 ungulates per year per wolf. Each wolf is going to kill twice that many for sport and show. Twice that many. So that could put it up to, you know, in the 30s, in the 40s. Then in the spring, they're going to follow the elk herds around and kill the calves as fast as they're born. That's called sport reflex killing. So we've got the number that the wolves kill to eat, the number that they binge kill, and the number that they sport kill. We are in the worst wildlife disaster in our state's history right now. No question about it. Okay, so I told you what the wolves kill. Now, let me tell you the other thing that Geist told me. He said, once you put those wolves into the ecosystem, they kill everything. They kill all of the prey first. Then after they hunt 365 days a year and they only eat red meat. They are the most cruel, vicious predator in North America. These are facts. Now, after they have killed the prey, then they start on the other predators. They'll kill foxes, they'll kill coyotes, they kill bears, they kill mountain lions. You know, I didn't know this until I started on this research, but a pack of wolves will dig in and kill a hibernating bear. Doesn't matter if it's a black bear or a grizzly. I didn't know this, and this is true. Maybe some of you knew it, maybe most of you don't. I was hunting Dall sheep a few years ago up in the Northwest Territories in Canada with a fine outfit. And he'd read about me in the paper or something, and knew I was a wolf guy. So he was bringing me up to date on what these wolves do with bears. And then also Geist had mentioned it too. So the point is, these animals, if the devil had an animal, it's the Canadian wolf. You know, and I've been to meetings where people have jumped on me, well, aren't you a Christian? Don't you think everything has a place in nature? Yeah, I do. But I don't think an animal that absolutely kills everything else has a right to be here. Okay. Now, we've talked about they kill all the prey, they kill all the other predators, and when they get down to wolves, they are cannibals. Just the way it is. I guess that's why a lot of these guys have said, you know, if they're out and something happens and they shoot a wolf and it gets wounded or whatever, the other wolves take it down and eat it, and that is true. It takes 28 to 32 calves per 100 cows for an elk herd to survive. Now, we're not talking about any cream or gravy on top. We're talking about an elk herd to survive 28 to 32 calves per 100 cows. Over in Stanley in the summertime, I go out in the evenings and I glass. I know the country pretty well. one guy been in this game longer than me. And last summer, the best I can come up with is 4 to 6 calves per 100 calves. There is absolutely no way to manage these wolves at night. I don't know about you, but I get tired of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Idaho Fish and Game saying there's 750, there's 785 wolves in Idaho. You want to bet your paycheck on it? I like to get right in their face. You want to bet your paycheck on it? No. Mistake. Yeah, you've made a big mistake. There's probably 3,000 to 3,500 wolves in the state. Figure it out. I had a guy walk up to me and he said, Ron, have you ever done the figures on the amount of wolves that they dumped in and what there could be now? And I said, no, I haven't. I said, let me show you something. Well, I'm busy getting signatures and he's doing his math there. What he did, he took those 35 wolves that we talked about and he made 6 packs out of them starting in 1996 because we had 20 in 95, 15 in 96, 35 6 packs. And what he did is he figured 4 pups per pack. Just 4. And he figured the longevity of a wolf's life at 8 years. And he took this thing from 1996 down to 2007. And guess what he did? This guy was pretty sharp. 4,100 wolves at 4 pups a pack. Now, there's some things you need to understand here because a lot of people don't. When the wolves were first dumped on us, it was the 10, 10, 10, 10 rule. 3 pins. Idaho got 10, breeding pair, Wyoming got 10, and Montana was to get 10. And the way they figure this, a breeding pair is an alpha male and a female. Okay? And then they consider 8 other wolves in the pack, so they come out with 10. So if you take 10 times 10, that's 100 wolves. Problem with that is every female in the pack is having a litter. And some of them are having 2 litters. We've all seen dogs breed, haven't we? The wolves are dogs. Now, on the hunting part. How are you going to hunt wolves in a state that has the roughest topography and terrain in the lower 48? It's not Montana, it's not Wyoming, it's Idaho. You are not going to kill 1% of these wolves. Now, people say to me, well, how are you going to kill these wolves? I don't care how they dynamite in your ears. I don't care how they get rid of them. I just want them gone. The only wolf we want left in Idaho is one in the zoo in Boise. The point of it is, this wolf was dumped on us. The original wolf that was here, the one that I told you I have the study on from 1984 that these guys had actual numbers and accounts of in central Idaho, we didn't have a problem with that wolf. But that wolf weighed about 85 or 90 pounds. This guy weighs from 140 maybe to 180 pounds, 185 pounds. People now don't want to come to the Stanley Basin in the summertime. They're not going to want to come up here, and somebody down in the Treasure Valley or the Magic Valley works all week. He wants to go to the mountains and spend the weekend, maybe drink a beer, let the kids go fishing, whatever. They're scared to do that now because of wolves. I've had little old ladies at some of the meetings up in Grangeville. I had this one lady, oh, she was dynamite. She's packing her, she's got a cross draw now with a 38, and she says, I have to pack this sucker all the time when I'm picking gooseberries out there on the Clearwater.